I hope I say that right. Michal, I'm not saying your last name. What's up, man? Is a material slash environment artist in Poland. Would love to know slash make sure which stuff to delete or clean. How is the overall work quantity or quality? We'll focus on updating portfolio these days. Thanks in advance. All right, so we got some materials, some more materials, and materials. Let's see here. Okay, so this one's 2 years ago. It's 2 years ago. Okay, right off the bat, what I would say is if you're doing materials, lots of materials, let's consolidate them in a way where presentation wise, they're all like this. Like it looks like you're starting to get there. There's a substance designer challenge. Warp effect. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah. So when it comes to materials, going with the same direction and maybe the same background color. Like what's Alex's, where are we at here? Alex, I'm using your portfolio. Where? What? Where? What is happening? There we go. Okay, so here's Alex's, right? Material artist. Oh, that's interesting. You're updating your banner to what you're working on. You could do that. So Alex has got his environments in the front there, and then he's got his materials. But you'll notice the background of every one of these is the same, and he's framing up his materials, and then he's got a specific style for articles or breakdowns or walkthroughs. Yeah, but unifying it like this, and then putting like a brand at the bottom of it to help explain what you're looking at is pretty good. There's also, you'll notice there's a color, almost a color gradient, or at least a matching of the materials, right, where they come together. So keeping that in mind, unifying your background colors, I mean, it might be a little crazy to do that now, unless you've got all of these in your like backlog. And you can just reopen them and kind of clean that all up. Your portfolio will instantly look much stronger. And then I would just start. Let me see what this one is. So I guess you may. Let me. What? Wait, hang on. So this is all Substance Designer. Oh, I see. That's cool. Yeah, so with stuff like this, I mean, I wouldn't. This is more of like something fun to do or challenge yourself. And I would make sure that you complete it first for something like this. But unifying the layout of these and then really pushing the materials and kind of like getting the detail where you're expecting it to be. Because it looks like now you're starting to kind of explore stuff. You're almost kind of reminding me of more of like a tech artist in regards of like, okay, you're playing with materials, but now you're starting to go into effects. Are you interested in effects? This one's interesting. Oh, you're a level artist now, and I'm going towards VFX. Okay, cool. I mean, now with the videos in here, it's pretty nice to be able to do this stuff, right? Man, I'm terrible at effects. I don't know, like, all I know is it kind of feels like the smoke is kind of rolling on itself in a way where it's additive and bubbly versus plumy. It's terrible feedback, I know. Oh, that is interesting. Yeah, it looks bubbly. This one, the fluffy blanket, this is pretty crazy looking. Come on, internet. You got this. You got this. No, doesn't have it. Maybe this time? Yeah, there it is. So it's an experiment. Yeah, sticking with the spherical shapes is going to be good. Oh, and you tried some Gaia. Nice. So material wise, I feel like scale on the exposed rock is a little strange, and it's more about the colors that are in it. Kind of make it feel like it's smaller than it should be. I don't know. Might be the resolution of the texture as well. Cause see, like right in this area, this is pretty high fidelity with the smaller pieces in there, but it quickly like kind of goes away. And there's not a lot of information that's going on in here for like striations. Like these shapes that are going on here feel very strange to me. This area is kind of interesting. But yeah, it's maybe the struggling to get a nice transition between the snow and the rock in this one. You mean like where the edge kind of breaks up? Because like this stuff here looks pretty nice. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I haven't used Gaia, so I'm not quite sure. This area is pretty cool too, just with the layering. Wow, from this side, that's really interesting. It's cool though. Yeah, trying to just push it is going to be good. Now, when you're working with material elements like this, I'm sure Alex on the Discord could tell you a whole lot more. Is thinking about what's there. Like if you've got mud, you've got tracks, right? You've got these tracks in the mud, you've got puddles. So think about how wet the mud is and where it's not as wet. The more wet it is, the more saturated in the albedo it's going to be. The drier it is, the less saturated it's going to be in color. There's going to be variation in the roughness, and mud is not just mud. It's full of rocks and like pebbles, and maybe there's twigs in there, something. Maybe there's grass that's mixed in that's on the edge and is kind of bled into the, like it's all torn up here. But looking at reference of mud, you'll probably see quite a bit of stuff happening inside the mud instead of it just being mud. If it is an area that's just mud in reference, that's when I would say push it further than the reference you're using and ground it in something so there's more complexity to the material. Because right now it actually looks like this is one color. Maybe there's a little lighter value and a slightly darker value, but the complexity isn't there yet. Yeah, sticks and stones would be good. See, this one's really interesting, but the way the rocks are placed is very unnatural feeling. They're like very evenly displaced from each other. So that feels very, very strange. And they're all very samey in their size, right? So if you get some more shape variety, like in here, there's much more shape variety or scale variety happening. And if you could get that on these bigger ones where you can get some medium and small ones and they're all kind of mixing together and colliding with each other and being close to each other, that'd look much more natural. Because like this right here almost looks like some type of drywall mud. Oh, bits? Oh, maybe I don't. What? I might not right now, Glitchy. Did you give some bits? Hey, thank you for the follows, guys. Oh, sorry, hang on. Oh man, all these follows. What is happening? Yes, I'll be working on a scene soon. Soon. Yes, 95. Thank you, Glitchy Punk, for the bits. It is very much appreciated. We'll have time. I'll talk about it after the last portfolio review. But I think, Michal, I think you know where I'm going with all of this. No, they should be open. Some people say it's also good to keep some old artworks to show progress. So I am keeping some of them. Also, with more VFX, it'll probably keep the material balls at the bottom as well. I mean, it is up to you. I would probably, from here down, from the sand dunes and down, I would remove all of those just because they're not really displaying the same as these materials. Showing progress is fine. I usually would reserve that for the blog. So I don't know. Like I would literally just start wiping stuff out as you go. Cause like showing progress is cool. You could put it in a blog if you wanted to, but I don't think you're gonna need to show progress on portfolio. What people want is to see what they're gonna hire, right? What they're gonna see is the potential. That's what they'll look at. They see an amazing material, and then they see that let's say they see you're a junior or you're not even in the industry, they will react as if like, oh man, if he's already at this level, imagine where it'll be if we hire this person and then help them as they go. But yeah, cool. I'm going to get to the next portfolio and